So I picked up this Harbor Freight Central Machinery 30-inch sheet metal bending brake today, and I needed it for a little job to bend some 16 gauge aluminum sheet. I'm going to attempt to put two 90-degree bends on a 2-foot long section. So this thing, says it has the ability to bend 17 gauge steel, 18 gauge galvanized steel, or 16 gauge aluminum. So it's kind of right there at the limit. So let's kind of see what this thing, what all is involved with it, and how it's going to function. Basically, the way this thing works, you put your workpiece, in the overlap, however much you want it bent there, and then you just lay this plate across, I guess, and gonna need to clamp it down. A couple extra clamps there. I've already got two pretty big clamps on the ends. Luckily, my little welding table here was perfect. Looks pretty good. Going to mark a little line here. Mark some lines just for reference. But I want to bend approximately 1 inch, and so I've got this 1 inch marked right on the edge of the pivot there. So see how, gauge off of this one how close we are on the other side if this works out. That's slippage. Redo it. Try it again. Give this a little more room. See what that does. There we go. Yeah, I think that's the key, is to just leave a little bit of a gap. Maybe a 1/4 inch or so from the edge. Not get it quite so close. That seemed like that made the difference, but yeah. That's pretty decent bend there. That's pretty clean. I don't know. There's definitely could make some, modification or some way to clamp something down, but I think might even add maybe a bar or something with an extra extension here in the, in the center. Once you get it up a little ways, something to grab onto, rotate it up like such. From that one bend I think that's definitely pushing the limit of, I think it wouldn't be an issue if it was a shorter piece, but being 2 foot long, that's, I think if my welding table was a little heavier too, that probably would have helped. But first bend on this bad boy, I'd have to say so far didn't bend it. Yeah, I found that the narrower the piece, you can get away with bending a lot thicker material, but I don't know, the more clamps you have to clamp that pressing plate down, and the further back you move it, you know, if it's about a 1/4 inch back from the actual pivot there, it seems to work the best. And then your line where you want it actually bent, if you line it up with the edge of the pressing plate, seemed to work pretty well. Also, from just experimenting with it, is kind of what I found. And experimenting with a 2-foot long section, you know, initially probably wasn't the best idea, but I don't know, I just had to figure it out the hard way, I guess. You know, after playing with this thing a little bit, I'm really starting to like it. I found if I clamp it more towards the, you know, the center of my bench, I can, you know, gives me something to push down on the bottom of the table there, and, you know, get a little more leverage if I'm going to bend something that takes up the whole basic width of the unit there. But you know, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. You know, kind of looked at got the owner's manual and safety instructions, but there's not really much, you know. Assembly instructions, basically all you do is, you know, twist the 2 knobs in there, but it's really not much to it. You know, you've got basically it looks like a piece of, I don't know, maybe 2 inch by 3 inch pretty thick angle iron, and then another like 1.5 by 1.5 welded on top of that. You know, 2 center sections there that are, you know, looks like it's kind of machined out with a, you know, pin on either end there. It's actually part of the metal, and then 2 other pieces of angle, and then another big piece of angle. As far as this piece, and then they're, you know, polished out pretty nice. You know, but that action's pretty smooth on it. You know, I don't have any issues with that at all. You know, you got your piece there. It's kind of a, you know, little, that's in focus, little, kind of looks like both sides are the same there, but, you know, a little sharp on the edges. And I don't know, one thing I haven't really tried yet, I've got some little T-dollies that I've made, you know, that there's really all kinds of ways you could, you know, get a more of a circular radius there. So I haven't tried that. I think I'll try it out right now for the first time. Alright, this thing clamped in there like so. I don't know if that edge is going to be work right. Give it a try that out. It's pretty thin gauge metal, but you know, kind of cool, you know, if you want to do some smoother bends. You know, I've got a few of these things, but there's, you know, possibilities are pretty well unlimited. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a, you know, it's a great investment. I think normally these are like right at $60 is pretty much their normal price, and I had a 20% off coupon, so I got it, you know, tax and everything, it was right at 50. So, you know, that's probably cheaper than I could buy the materials. And well, I could probably buy the materials for maybe a little bit cheaper, but you know, it's a lot of, you know, work went into making it, so you got to kind of account for that. But I don't know, I'd say for lighter stuff, I definitely like it. You know, kind of gives me an idea if I want to make a bigger one, maybe something 5 or 6 foot long for something more heavy duty, might be a future project. But yeah, this thing will definitely, you know, I've been just putting stuff in the vise and hammering it over for quite a long time, so yeah, I'll definitely be using this thing now and again. But yeah, I guess that's my review. I'll have to say it's definitely a nice little tool for the money. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.